Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending. This program is just designed to go over Zimtu's holdings on a weekly basis. And so let's get started. You can see that the number of shares out, this top line hasn't changed much. And if you'll just page down, Colton. This is our historic chart on the net assets of Zimtu, and you can see we are slightly on an upward trend. This is done on a monthly basis, so let's move on to what is more current. You can see that our top six holdings are all doing relatively well. Certainly, there is considerable upside left in all of these top six holdings. We're quite familiar with Zinc 8 and its global opportunity. It certainly could appreciate in value from here based on the opportunity that's before them. They also have the cash to execute on that opportunity. Commerce Resources are long-term shareholding. Always there is potential here for Commerce. It is the world's largest, richest rare earth deposit. That's the one in northern Quebec. Of course, they have that tantalum kicker with their Blue River property. Aries, we're certainly very pleased with, and the chap that runs it is a super guy, and I expect great things from Aries into the future as they move into production. A new one on our list today because it just came back to trade last week. Aduro Clean Technologies. That's a mouthful. They formerly were Dimension 5, and they have completed their transaction. So now Dimension 5 has turned into Aduro. And they clearly have an opportunity through the initial phase of doing that transaction. I used to tell people that long after I'm gone, you will be able to say you knew the guy that saved the world's turtles. And that's because the Aduro technology is capable of cleaning up that floating plastic in the ocean because their technology can convert that floating plastic into money. And that's the way to get something cleaned up. The charitable and government organizations are fine, but the problem is too big. It needs to be tackled by capitalism, because that's where the true power is. Yes, I said that. My name's Dave Hodge, and I'm a capitalist. Moving down, and new on the list is Seville Resources, bumping off the poor core resources that got bumped off the top six list. Seville is somewhat tied into Commerce Resources. And they have a niobium and tantalum property that they're joint venturing from Commerce. It's right next door to Commerce's significant rare earth property, and those two companies, based on those assets, will be able to capitalize on that opportunity. One thing that's interesting in terms of future growth for Zimtu is our private holdings. At the top of the list there, based on the number of shares, is Eagle Bay Resources. and it is a private company that was initially started by the Arctic Star Group, and recently Zimtu has stepped in to help them get public, and in that process we'll end up with the major position in Eagle Bay Resources in what we hope is a new resurgence in the rare earth market. Then we have a real darling in Zambezi Sports, and they're moving forward with the Go Public strategy. You can see we'll have a sizable position in Zambezi Sports, and certainly it's a nice diversification for Zimtu. The numbered company you see below will convert into public company shares. It's an interest in a gold property that's being sold to a junior gold company, explorer, basically. But we will see some value on that. Moving down, the sort of one of the hidden values in Zimtu is the number of warrants we have that, and I believe we're just showing you the warrants that are in the money. We have lots of other warrants that aren't in the money, but the key is, if you look at Arctic Star, we've got 10 million warrants at 5 cents. It's trading above 20 cents. And so the implied market value of that is close to $2 million. When you add the other Arctic Star warrants, it's more.
It's about 3.
Oh my. Anyway, the upside with Arctic Star is certainly there. Diamond exploration being one of the most risky exploration programs you can ever run. They are currently drilling a series of kimberlites based on a new theory of Buddy Doyle's, in that it all has to do with the anomalies that are magnetic or non-magnetic, and Buddy's new theory has basically hit 3 new kimberlites, and they're posed to hit up to 8 during this drill program. But the real proof or real success will be based on fusing the drill core to see what kind of diamond count is in that drill core. And after they have all 8 kimberlites identified and done the caustic fusion, then next summer they'll go back and drill the ones that look the most promising, the ones that had diamond counts of any kind. Even small diamonds are fine, because really they're just an indicator. When I was exploring for diamonds in South Africa, I had a partner and we drove all over South Africa, and he said to me on numerous occasions, no, Dave, don't worry. If the little diamonds are there, if the baby diamonds are there, Mama and Papa will be around. We just have to find them. Of course, Aries, I mentioned before, and we hold lots of promise there. We do have a few warrants. Zinc 8 Energy, we have a few warrants there. They're worth something, as well as Amarita and Commerce, and it just goes on. The warrants tend to provide lots of upside with very little risk. If you want to move on from there, Colton. So these are all of our holdings. I'm not going to go through each one. Most of the significant ones I have already commented on. There is a new one on the list here called Noble 29 Resources. And it was a deal that one of our directors got us into. And I think we did the Zimtu Advantage at 40 cents. It's currently in the 75-cent range. So that's a pretty straightforward win for Zimtu. Anyway, we'll essentially move on here, Colton. Anyway, if you're looking at your snapshot on your computer, these third-party indicators of where Zimtu is at will be available to you. And tell us what this one means, Colton.
So this stock chart is just showing the chart of Zimtu's stock, Zimtu Capital stock over time. So this is going back to August 2019. You can see us here now. You can get a lot of details here talking about the technicals. This is all third-party information, so we don't influence this at all, but according to TradingView, it is a strong buy. So you can find some information about that here. It's very detailed. There's a bit of a profile about us as well, and they do have our latest news. So this is a great third-party tool that we use just to kind of show the value in Zimtu after you've seen all the equity holdings. And also, I should mention at the bottom here, you can sign up to Zimtu Snapshot. Every Monday morning at 9 a.m. we'll send you this chart showing all the updated equity holdings for the previous week. So they'll be of the previous Friday, and we can send that directly to you. And then as well, you can join us at 10 a.m. that day and discuss with us any changes, or if you have any questions about any of our holdings or any of the market activity, you can let us know.
So if you take the value of all our equity holdings and our warrants, add those two figures together, and divide by the amount of stock that's out, you'll see that there is quite a difference between the value that you got by that calculation and the current share price, which suggests that we should be in a climbing market in terms of Zimtu stock. Thank you for coming today. I hope to see you next Monday. I hope to be able to provide some even better figures next Monday. Thank you.